Hi, everybody, and happy July 4th. What a day. We're happy to be here. We've got a Power Pack show and some breaking news.
He's yelling at everyone today.
Well, just to act like LASIK doesn't exist.
Are you?
Unless you're just mad that we're
I'm
working
independent,
on
though.
No, I gotta think that if we did 23andMe, is there a lot of Brit coming out of you?
How dare you?
You're a little salty.
Oh, because I was
You're a little
for Harry
salty.
Kane the other day.
You're a little salty.
Today, Dak in a walking boot.
Every time we talk about him, he gets taller. I swear he's 7'4".
He's somewhere between 7'3"
Might be
and
true, though. He's
7'4".
still growing. But right now, we start with Klay staying away from L.A. Ramona and Kendra Andrews writing that Klay wanted a fresh start, something that the Mavs could deliver and the Lakers really couldn't, from the article. Something about playing for the Lakers apparently felt too much like playing for the Warriors, as one source close to Klay put it. Would this be trading one fishbowl for another? Are the Lakers no longer a marquee destination?
They don't seem like it. And I'm going to start with the current regime and then kind of go backwards. This exact quote and this reason is why I thought it was so damaging that the Lakers front office was not able to get Klay on the phone. Because if you have a concern like that, maybe he would have still felt that way, but you've got to try to give him your sales pitch. If the concern is the scrutiny, it's going to be the same type of thing as Golden State, maybe he still would have felt that way. But I'm very confident at least one person in your organization has his personal cell phone number, his father. So you probably could have gotten it.
And he did talk with LeBron.
So he talked with LeBron.
He
talked with LeBron, but the Sam Amick reported that Klay's agent talked to Pelinka, but that Pelinka was never able to get him on the phone. That is what recruiting or sales are. It's like, hey, what are your worries? Let me tell you why you don't need to worry about him. Maybe he still picks Dallas. But the bigger picture thing, and this part predates Pelinka, is the Lakers have been not the spot in quite a while. Carmelo Anthony, they thought they were going to have a run at him.
2014.
Right, didn't happen. LaMarcus Aldridge, that meeting went so poorly, they were like, can we get another one, LaMarcus? And they ended up doing it again. And then Durant wouldn't even meet with them, if you remember. Now, the argument that when Durant was doing his meetings, he met with Golden State, met with Boston. They weren't good.
He met with 5 teams. He met with the Clippers.
Right, met with the Clippers and didn't meet with the Lakers. And so LeBron obviously is, the exception that proves the rule. I don't know. LeBron wanted to be there. They didn't really have to recruit him. He picked them. And then once he got there, Anthony Davis also wanted to be there. But I think two things have happened, Brew. I think one is being in a huge market it's still important, but less important now than it was a long time ago because every team can be covered in social media. Everybody understands that. And the other one is I think the smart front offices are more clear that they're smart front offices. It's well known, the well-run teams. I think there's a clear haves and have-nots as far as does this team know what they're doing? Will they spend money? Those types of things. And I think the Lakers are considered not that well-run, a little chaos within the coaching ranks, and that predates Pelinka, predates LeBron, but certainly since both of them been together. And they don't have the deepest pockets of any ownership group. All those things, I think, Brew, hurts their ability to be the destination like they were for a long part of NBA history.
Well, first I want to address Klay in that it said in the article that Ramona Shelburne wrote and Kendra Andrews, great article, by the way, that once he decided in free agency that he was not going back to Golden State, Dallas was his first choice. Before he had talked to teams and met with anybody, Dallas was his first choice. He had watched film on him. He thought he'd be a great basketball fit. So I do think, rightly, he felt like this is the best place for me. So I don't put that on the Lakers. All right. Also, there are some that are likely going to say, oh, he didn't want to play with LeBron. He didn't want to play with LeBron. Here's the thing. The same things that if, like, some players not wanting to play with LeBron or whatever, that's been said about Luka too. Like, and clearly Porzingis didn't enjoy playing with Luka. Now, and they might have been friends off the court, but just the fit. Jalen Brunson nobody knew he had all that playing with Luka. So I don't think you can put it on LeBron either by saying, oh, he just didn't want to play with me. I think the key quote in this whole story, in this saga, is that what we posted. He didn't want to trade one fishbowl for the other. Even if he had talked with Pelinka, there's nothing Pelinka could have said to him that would have made him think this isn't going to be a crazy fishbowl. He went from the Warriors, which obviously everybody was watching, to the Lakers, and Lakers is even a bigger fishbowl. And the thing is, I think he was in clearly Steph's shadow. And anyone that goes to the Lakers has to understand it's LeBron's show. And no fault of LeBron's. It's just that he's obviously one of the two greatest players of all time. And if Klay were, if they won a championship, it wouldn't be about Klay and LeBron winning their fifth ring. It would be about LeBron winning his fifth ring.
But you think if they win
and
one
Klay
in
would
Dallas,
be a small
it's not
fry.
going to be about Luka
Yeah, because
winning?
it would be about Luka mainly, but Luka doesn't have the shadow
that part I agree.
LeBron does.
Klay got him over the top. That's
right, it would be
board.
different. Klay would be a little small fry in that. It would be about LeBron got 5.
Yeah.
Let's have the GOAT conversation, all that. Dallas, I agree. It'll be Luka and maybe Kyrie second.
Yep.
But Klay would be much more a part of it. As far as the destination, I agree with you. Look, Kareem wanted to go there. All right.
Yep.
Shaq wanted to go there.
Yep.
And then LeBron wanted to go there. But they have missed out on guys in many years. And so I don't think it's any different. I think guys are going to still look at the city, the weather, opportunities after you're done playing, all of that you can do in LA, the glamour franchise, the Lakers. But again, right now, it's LeBron's team. And again, anybody that wants to go there has to understand that. And so I think that I'm not going to say they're no longer a destination. I think they're about where they have been.
Do you think that the Lakers recognize that they're a little identityless? They don't have heat culture, which is one of the reasons why we saw early reports that J.J. Redick was Pat Riley 2.0, or that Danny Hurley was going to have a culture from top to bottom, when right now they're kind of year by year. We're a good defensive team. No, actually, we're not a super good defensive team. Yeah. We don't really know who they are outside of just being.
They have a culture and identity.
What is it?
LeBron.
Oh, okay.
I mean, really.
So if you don't want to sign up for that, that's a roundabout way of saying you don't want to play with LeBron.
Well, it's that if you look, you can look at LeBron's history and say that third guy, because clearly you're going to be a third guy. I don't care how good you are. I mean, it's AD and LeBron. So that third guy has historically become kind of a glorified role player, whether it was Kevin Love or Chris Bosh. So there's that. But also, it's, again, even if you win a ring, LeBron's going to get the lion's share of the credit.
I disagree, I think, somewhat with what you guys are saying, but we land in the same place. There is obviously a lot, good and bad, that comes with being on the same team as LeBron James. Yeah. There is more fame, maybe more endorsement money, more national TV games if you care about it, a lot more scrutiny. But there's also, it's not fair to only talk about, like, the downside of it. Like, Mario Chalmers is a bigger name than he would have ever been given his career because he played with LeBron.
Well, role players like that should run to LeBron.
Exactly.
Kyle Korver, absolutely.
And we've talked about it before that I actually think the history shows you being the second best player on a LeBron team is a great place to be, and being players 4 through 10 is a great place to be because you kind of get your, whoever's the open man's third best guy. Right. Being an all-star level guy is the third best player on a LeBron team is the guys who have been minimized, whether it's Bosh, Love, Russell Westbrook, if we want to include him in that, it feels a little different. Right. All that's true. Here's, to me, the biggest change. And this is where Bru's point that LeBron is not able to have the impact on the game that he did at his peak. The biggest change is this. Guys used to be totally fine with that because it's like, yeah, okay, there's going to be a lot, but guess what? I'm playing in the finals.
Absolutely.
Guess what? If I stay long enough, we're going to win a championship together. And even if I only stay for a year, I'm going to play in my first finals, or I'm going to be back in the finals. Right now, that's no longer the case. Signing up to play with LeBron is not a guaranteed finals appearance the way it was for literally a decade. And so then, when you take all the other pluses and minuses, pieces of it, I think it probably ends up being about a wash. Like, is having LeBron James good or bad for recruitment? I actually think it ends up being a wash. I think there's a lot of positives and a lot of negatives, which is why, to end it, I think it comes down to the organization in the front office. You're not going to have this magnet of LeBron, you know what I mean, drawing people. I also don't think it's a polar opposite magnet pushing it away. So it's up to the organization. And that's where I think the Lakers are going to consistently miss the mark.
How about that? All right, Woj shed some light on the Lakers' philosophy as about adding a third star.
Such a lot.
Perhaps why they're not looking to do it. They're seeing the landscape of this league and that the 3 stars model with this salary cap doesn't work, or it's much more difficult for it to work. Your reaction?
Okay. We'll talk when we talk Klay and the Warriors later more about the owners implementing this new CBA because they wanted to save money and then using it as a shield as a reason not to save money. It's such a wonderful sleight of hand. These rules we put in place are handcuffing us. I hate it.
They do it to protect them from
of course,
themselves,
100%. And then they're like, what do you want us to do? But this is lunacy. I don't think there is an exact right way to build a champion. The Bucks had 3 stars. The Nuggets were all homegrown. The Celtics had 2 homegrown guys, and then everyone else was acquired, and it was kind of egalitarian. The Warriors were like a kind of a retread in Wiggins, an old guy, and then other home. There is the way to win a championship is to be the best team that year. There's a lot of different ways to do
defense
it.
wins.
Thank you, Wildes. But here's what's frustrating, Brew. This CBA was in place at the trade deadline. And at the trade deadline, Rob Pelinka, when he held his semi-annual press conference, he holds 2 a year, one at the trade deadline and one when he fires or hires a coach. That's it. This was what Rob Pelinka said about them not making a move. This summer, in June, at the time of the draft, we'll have 3 first-round draft picks to look for deals, which I think will really unlock an access to potentially a greater or bigger swing. He went on. We didn't want to shoot a small bullet now that would only lead to marginal improvement at the expense of making a much bigger and impactful movement in June and July. What he is saying there is, we wanted to wait till we could trade all 3 first-round picks to make a big trade. Guess what that means? To trade for a star. You don't think so?
Not necessarily.
What?
It could mean two really good role players.
Okay, well that's.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I read that to mean one big move because if it was going to be that, then you could have done one. If it was role players, you could do one of those at the deadline.
It might be the right. What you think is a better fit. What you think is the right fit. I'm just saying. I don't think that definitely means a third star.
I think that what they are doing is saying, well, we struck out on everything. So I think the best answer is that trying to do anything would have been a bad idea. I just don't buy it. Like, it'd be fine if they had done something, Brew. If they had been like, hey, we looked at it, we thought we were going to get a star. Instead, we're getting, 3 role players. Or 2 role players. They did nothing. Mm-hmm. They excused their inaction at the deadline by saying we want to keep our powder dry to make a big move. And now it's mostly over, and there's no move to be made.
I agree that there's different ways to build a champion. And teams should not say, we don't want 3 stars. All right, because that can still win.
Philly might win.
Right.
Who knows?
If they're healthy. Yeah, they got a shot. And I think OKC is going to, in short order, have 3 stars. They already got SGA, Chet's on his way, and Jalen. So Jalen Williams. Here's where I do disagree with you, though. And I don't know if you're thinking, okay, they went for Klay. I don't think they consider Klay a star right now. Right. They were, at least reportedly, LeBron would have liked Harden. Is not a star now. You know what I mean? Like, and not only in their impact on the game, but in their money. Sure. Harden just got 2 years, $70 million. And obviously Jonas Valanciunas, not a star. They had the chance to at least try to get Kyrie, and LeBron wanted him to, and he was right. But they said the organization was like, nah, we don't want to go for Kyrie. I think they should be trying to get Trae Young. I actually like Trae Young in L.A. Now, I know he's had his ups and downs in the playoffs, but he has had some very high ups, and he went into Madison Square Garden and conquered. He looks like he's clutch. He looks like he's different from D'Angelo Russell, who's very good in the regular season, struggling in the playoffs, right? So I don't think you'd worry about Trae in the playoffs. He's a 3-level scorer. He's a playmaker. And I think LeBron would be able to teach him how to mature and play winning basketball, which is all Trae really needs because he's got great talent. But they don't seem to be looking at that way. I think all of those things show that they are thinking the 3 kind of max players, because that's really how you would define it now. 3 max players is not the way
I just think they're gun-shy Wildes to make any big move. I think that they don't. I think that there's a lot of ass covering, and they were so burnt by the Russell Westbrook disaster blowing up on them that now they are only going to make a move if they are able to get it for 60 cents on the dollar. Other GMs are not going to do the Lakers any favors. No. In fact, you probably got to pay 110 cents on the dollar. So instead, it's inaction. Instead, it is hold the line. I joked with you about it right before the show, but how long did we hear that they were trying to get Buddy Hield? Yeah. Buddy Hield just got traded for a 2031 second-round pick. Now, it was a sign-and trade, to be fair, but he signed a 2-year, $20 million deal. So, there's just a level of – because I agree with you, Brew, that I think there are a lot – I don't necessarily view this quote as it has to be another max-level guy. Like, if they would have gotten Markkanen, I would have looked at that as 3 stars, if you will, and I think that would have been great. I don't think they have the draft capital to do it. I just think you can't tell me, oh, the big move's coming. The big move's coming, the big move's coming, repeatedly without doing anything before I just think you're biding time, which is what I think is going on.
How about a semi-star in Kyle Kuzma? Reports are the Lakers are interested in Kuzma, and Kuzma's interested in going back. League and team sources have maintained over the last year or so that Kuzma would welcome a return to Los Angeles, just as the Lakers would love to have him back. That's from LakersDaily.com. Here's Kuzma's numbers. If you watched any Wizards games like I was, I was just crushing Wizards, man. And Kyle was having 22 points a game, career high in assists, shot 46%. His free throw percentage, not bad. 77% is a career high, not great, but you know what?
And he's
in the right direction.
Last year didn't show it. He's a sneaky good rebounder for his position, and he's a good rebounder, but go ahead.
And he's got a Lakers jersey already. So good save on that. Your reaction, bro?
I would love this for the Lakers. I'm not saying they put him over the top, but he's a fit. He's obviously already played with LeBron and AD. He would know how to fit with those guys. He's won a championship. He's better, with all due respect to Austin Reeves, who's solid. He's better than any third option they have right now. He's definitely better than Rui Hachimura. So Kyle Kuzma would be a fit. There's no question about it. That'd be a good – look, I'd still rather have Trae Young. But, I would. Kyle would be good for them.
All right, but so if we are now to the Kyle Kuzma portion of Lakers free agency, it means things have gone a bit awry. And I like Kyle, but, I mean, from where it was. So I created a segment, Wildes.
I know. He said, I've got stuff.
I've got something for this. Okay. I created a segment. It's got full screens.
Oh.
All right, so this is – you might end up wanting to turn this into like a franchise.
All right, let's see it.
I'm calling it Knicks Players Under Pressure List.
Wow.
People under pressure.
People under pressure.
Like a pup list almost.
Like
except not the physically unable to perform. So it's for the Lakers free agency. Yeah. Number one
Sounds
on the
like he's trying to
number
steal,
one
like
on the button. No, just show it. What are you talking about?
And had the nice
what are you
tier
talking
4,
about?
tier 3, tier 2,
Pup one.
Pup list.
Anthony Davis. Now, listen, a lot of this Lakers kind of frustration is that is AD ever going to take that leap? And so AD, you're under pressure, and
that moment,
I think maybe you can do it. Pup 2.
I like it. It closes it.
Pup,
like
Rob Pelinka.
This is such
Rob
a
Pelinka.
rip-off
There's some people out there on TV that are every day this week.
I'm shocked he's only
going after you, saying you're actually a weird nepotism hire, but it's just Kobe's agent. There's a lot of stuff being said. You're afraid to pull the trigger. You are under pressure,
I'm shocked
Rob.
he's only number 2.
I'd like to believe in you.
Oh,
I'd like to believe in you.
It around.
And then Pup 3,
I like that part.
Jeannie Buss. At some point, you're in charge, Jeannie. And at some point, the buck must stop with you. So Genie Bust is number pup 3. I guess, maybe we should have numbered it differently.
3, 2, 1,
You're under
I like
pressure, and I think maybe you can do it, Genie.
Pretty good.
You liked it, right?
that a lot.
I think maybe we can do something like that.
In the A block, right away?
Right away, like
Possible.
bang. What?
You thought my cheers was bad? My cheers was good.
Oh, that was.
This was
do with your
horrible.
I didn't even think of that. That was kind of like you doing cheers.
I don't name the Bud list. I don't name the list either. The 3 people.
On the pup
I just go third.
Broussard's
second.
pup list. You could do it.
Why didn't you do a Cowboy Nick or something? Throw him with a belly.
We are going to have Dax in a walking boot. All right. Well, there you go. Happy July 4th.
You got nothing else to say.
Yeah.
No, we got more show coming up. Actually, the show is really good.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.